Hi, welcome to a brand new episode of Spritle Talks AI. So, in this series of ours, we are talking about Indian-based AI companies who have achieved big in the market. So, today we are going to talk about Vodex.ai, another Indian-based company, and we have Manora here, business analyst with it. Along with her, we have our MLO engineer, Akushe. Let's dive into them. So my first question for the day is to Mano Rajashree. So what is Vodex AI and who will it be helpful for?
So I think before telling what is Vodex.ai, I would like to tell a very crisp history about Vodex.ai, which I read. So the founders of Vodex.ai are Mr. Anshul and Mr. Kumar. So they have been batchmates, university batchmates, and they've just founded it with a passion of AI and chatbots and all. So both of them, they have experience of about like more than a decade into IT, robotics, IoT, and so on. So the Anshul, he has actually founded his own chatbot development agency in the year 2018, and it has been enormously good enough. And parallelly, if you see Mr. Kumar, he has also been working in his own chatbot development agency. So at a very point, they found that there is a huge demand for AI, and the trend is very wrapping on and it's going on. So they found that, okay, so why not we tap on the market of contact center and then we do that. So that is how Vodex.ai came to the picture. So it's been a year since Vodex has released. So it's a very little history about what I read on Vodex.ai. So to talk about Vodex.ai, so the name says, so it's an AI-powered smart autonomous phone call tool. So it's not a very normal phone call tool. So we all receive outbound calls for like sales, marketing, for like feedback, surveys, and so on. So what if that manual outbound calls are automated completely via AI? So that is what Vodex AI just does. So to answer your question, who it's helpful for? So it's helpful for salespeople, marketing department persons, and if you talk about companies, financial institutions, telecommunication companies. So for example, I take a healthcare clinic. So we schedule appointments, and there is a reminder calls also for that. So what happens is you manually, we just receive a call for when actually you're free and when actually your appointment is going to be kept on. So that is actually all happening in automation. So a call is coming and you're just receiving a call and you just book your appointment, and you also receive calls for reminders as well. So this is for a healthcare clinic. So for telecom communication also, you have examples like your maintenance updates, like payment reminders. So we all receive such calls every day. So these kind of calls, so these are all automated completely via Vodex.ai, and these are the helpful. It might tap on various other industries and companies as well, but mainly it's for like sales, marketing department people, and for feedbacks, surveys, and for payment reminder. So for all these kind of services, it might be very helpful.
So it's basically making a layman's work easier.
Yep.
Okay. So based on the history you just mentioned, I think it was the passion of Mr. Anshul and Mr. Kumar which drove them to, bring in such a tool to the industry and make it a great advantage to market research people, telecommunication people, and everyone, right?
Yes, I would definitely agree upon your point. So it was a passion, though they were working for a decade of such industry. So both having like 12 plus and 13 plus years of experience into IT industry, IoT and robotics, they especially had a passion for bots, for chatbots. So that is where, and they now have over a decade of friendship also. So both combined like passion and friendship together, they have built this, and which is enormously going to be helpful for many industries and departments.
That's great, actually.
Yeah.
So, like moving on technically, Abu, how do you think Vodex ensures that its human-like voice doesn't sound more robotic in nature?
Okay. To answer this question, I'll go with step wise, which will be much easier. So the initial step will be to create a model, there are several steps to be followed. So the initial step will be data preparation. So here, data preparation in the sense they will be collecting all the sales calls and all the messages and all other like as you shared marketing like messages and all the stuffs, and they will be collecting the data and they will be feeding it to the AI. So when they collect the data, they will ensure like it has all the languages and it has all the like way of speaking and all the way of human emotion, including like male, female, and these are the data which will be collected in reshaping. And as a second step, they will be following a neural pattern. So which is like a pattern recognition. It will help the AI to understand the human's patterns. So basically how that pattern works is it will teach the AI about the human emotions and how humans speak. Like each people have different pattern in their voice. Like there are different ways. Like some might be very slow, some might be very fast. So based on that, they will pick up the quality calls and feed the pattern to the neural networks, and it will carry the it will train the AI based on that human pattern which is given by it. So this will be the second step. So as a third step, it will be like training the model. So based on the collected data and the neural patterns, so it will be trained. So once it is trained, there will be an human loop in here. So human will be evaluating the model. Like initially, even though it is an AI, there will be confirmed human evaluation, which the human will be checking whether the voice is correct, whether the voice is at the good page, and each and every check you will be performing. So this is where the first step will be performing, and then once it is done, they will be fine tuning based on that. Like there might be like sometimes it might be harsh for some words, so they will adjust the model and fine tune the model based on that. So that's how they built this generative AI model. Basically, they used architecture called transformer based model, which is GPT. So which is nowadays used in OpenAI and all this, which can generate its own content. So that's what they're using, and that's how they made it.
Okay. So when you say that it will generate its own content, will the script be feeded, or like will it generate the script also on its own based on the response that they receive from the customer?
Initially, we need to train the model to understand all the things. Like we are feeding on script, like this is sales call regarding what's like petrol bunk or something. So we need to give the script, like based on script, it will understand and it will say like it own answers, not like scripted one like this. Like how it is, it would be like words, like how bot calls are talking. Like if I speak this word, say them like we are happy for you. Like it is bot call. But why the difference here is that AI will be like, oh, okay, looks nice. Like that. That's how it is generating its own content based on the scenario and emotion.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So, like in business perspective, what do you think are the risks and challenges that Vodex.ai would face, like will face or are facing?
Okay, so I think basically not just Vodex.ai, but I think the outbound phone call company. So what happens is when we receive such calls in a frequency, so what happens is, and there is also automation happening here. So automation of outbound calls will lead to customer annoyance. So you think it is an annoyance. So that will be a very huge risk actually. And the frequency when it just continues, it get continued. So what will happen is that you just ignore it, telling that okay, it's just another robocall. So this is what is going to happen, right? So I think these two maybe are the very huge risk: customer annoyance and it's just another robocall. Now, so that is going to be a risk for them because our mindset is that okay, we're just receiving calls. We don't know if it's important for us or not. But okay, it's just another call. Until I have a need, I don't want to receive any calls. If I have a need, I'll make an inbound call. Contact a customer center. So I'll listen properly. I'll just answer it. So I'll be very curious to know what actually the solution is going to be given for my problem. So unless I don't have any problem and I'm just receiving a call, so people might not be very much interested in it and think it's an annoyance.
Okay. So how do you think Vodex AI would compete with established call centers? Like you're saying that people will be annoyed of robocalls and all, right?
Yep.
They're already annoyed of call centers also.
Yep.
So in this scenario, how do you think they'll compete in the market?
So I think most of all, a data-driven approach would be fine. So manually, when you call, you won't really know at what kind of timing you should call the customer, what kind of purchase history does the customer have. So when you move on to AI, so you will have the history of what actually I have purchased frequently. So if you take for e-commerce, if suppose I have purchased or I have just browsed kind of laptops to buy. So if I'm going to receive a call based on laptops, definitely I'm going to be very much interested. So a data-driven approach very deeply would be very great enough to compete with against all the odds actually. So and empathizing. So what kind of budget I have been looking for. So when the call is talking about the particular budget I have been browsing, so I'll be very happy enough to answer the call. That I'll feel okay. I'll feel involved. I'll feel listened and heard. So that is one of the competency which AI can provide.
That's great, actually. So
Yeah.
my next question is based on what she said. So, like she said that if I want a particular computer on a particular budget, it'll help, right? So, how do you think Vodex is achieving this one-on-one personalization with the customers? To enable this, what do they do?
Okay, to explain this, I will agree with her as she said. So what they are using here is initially whatever we are talking, there will be one process called natural NLP, natural language process. So what it will be doing, the model is trained to process the text or a voice which we have given as input, and it will just find a keyword and understand the human motions. This is one thing. So and then they will be doing an sentiment analysis. So it will understand whether the customer is happy with what it feeds. So if it is not, it will change the tone, then it will change the content what it wants to speak. So that's how they are doing sentiment analysis. The other thing is as she mentioned, she want only particular price. So there are some integrations WhatsApp, SMS, and also CRM. So based on that, the AI can fetch the customer profile, and it can actually get what customer wants, and based on that, it will just customize selling. So that's how it is one-on-one, and it cannot be found whether it is bot call or it is that's how it is.
So this is more like a loop, right?
Yeah.
So you find what the customer wants, you give what they want, and then again you'll be asking them what you want, and then again.
Based on we'll be collecting the customer data also, and based on that, it will train itself and generate its own answers.
Okay. So another question to you, do you think Vodex is truly ethical to its technology using AI?
Yeah. To answer this, there is a term called responsible AI. There are several steps. As I said, the initial step was data collection. So in the data collection also, they need to process this a responsible AI, and they need to collect only the needed data, not the unwanted data. There might be some calls where the voice will be very rugged, or they might be scolding the customer. So this kind of data should be avoided because they should not miss. So this is one thing. Another thing is it should not, even though we have integrations, even though we have connected with our company profile, it should not get the unwanted information. That's how AI should be built. So this is the way of process, security and other data priority and other steps. It will be followed. AI should be only doing this, not others. For example, if you can take OpenAI also, if you go and ask ChatGPT, I want to hack a system, so it couldn't answer that. It will say I don't have rights, or I don't have permission to answer this question, and I can't do this that. Definitely, some can be confused. Some AI model can be confused. Even ChatGPT can be confused. That's how they have shared the accuracy percentage as 98%, and other 2% will be coming in there. So they need to be proper in their responsible AI. So the one who build this will be the full responsibility for the AI and how it works. That's all.
Actually, my next question to you is based on the human-like voice, would AI, manipulate humans? Was my next question. But regarding your statement, what you said right now, you said 98% accuracy only is given from ChatGPT. I think AI only can manipulate humans, right?
Of course, it is generating its own content. We are not giving any step to it, or we are not saying you should only say this. Even if you say that ChatGPT will respond differently to different people. That's how this bot call runs. It will understand customer emotions, and it will understand their data and what they need, and it will itself generate its own text and own voice. that's why like it can actually, we couldn't find which is human, which is but the responsible AI term is very important to build a model and go live with the model. It's precious.
Okay, that's great actually. This is all brand new information for us. And okay, so my next question is about 100x.vc. So you guys know that 100x.vc has recently invested in Vodex AI, right? So what do you think would have attracted them to invest in Vodex?
So talking about the global market, contact center market, if you see the value in 2020, so it is like 340 billion USD. So it is expected to grow like in 2027, I would say like 496 billion USD. So the growth is enormous, though it is slow and steady, and we are trying to adapt it a little bit slowly as it is a new technology. But the growth is good, actually, the market size when you see. And also when you see the team from 100x, like people like Mr. Sanjay and Seshant, if you see, they are great visionary leaders who are actually attracted to such startups, and I think they believe in solving large area of problems, and who are willing to invest and are interested in such technologies, and would be very supportive of these kind of startups actually. So I believe these would have the market growth, and also automation and voice cloning is another big differentiation in the AI market. And everything that's been happening manually, we're just now using a trend word called digital transformation. So everything's being transformed digitally. So all these factors would have attracted them to invest in Vodex.ai.
Okay. So why do you think that 100x.vc and other VCs are investing in AI-based platform?
Okay, so when they are investing in AI, there are pros and cons. So I'll just start with my pros. Like you can see, there are still several startups which are started without investors, and nowadays making a revenue as 200. So I can just add one company here like Midjourney. They are just famous for a single chatbot which is made of generative AI, and which will like when you it's like a plugin which is added in Discord. So when you say like you want to explain any like algorithms or any flow of code to your colleagues, so you can just type it there, and it will just generate a graphical representation. So which like attracted most of the people, and which leads to buy the plugin, and they are making like 200 million revenues. They just started with 40 people, and they are now like making a revenue of 200 million, which is like attracted like most of the startups, and they are just finding a use case and starting in this. So like before starting this, like there is one thing like use case which they are finding. It's the like they need to find a use case which solve actual problem of humans. So maybe we can take this Vodex also. Like what they are doing is like they generally skipping the bot calls and making us free from like scripting calls. And also it has cons also because there are several customer cares still working, and they might replace the humans. So yeah, there are both pros and cons. Like initially like they need to find a talent more than a use case. So if they are capable of doing this, and they need to invest it, like they should not overhype. So like there are some AIs which can do only this. If they want to change the AI, like they want to like update the AI, it's not like easy as OpenAI. Like even OpenAI struggle to release. Like recently, you might have known that they have struggled with resources to release GPT-4 and this. So we should not overhype. We should not overload the AI also. So if they follow both, if they understand what is AI and what is its cons and what is its pros, maybe yeah, it will be attracting for.
Okay, so you're saying that when a company understands how technically AI's growth would be in the market in future, they can, strongly invest and put in their money, believing that it'll reap us fruits then, right? Okay.
Like AI won't be always 100% accuracy. So we'll be like saying it will be like 98% or 97. Like it will be like benchmark accuracy. Like they should know why that 3% is we are not saying. So if they understand this, and if they trust the AI, sure, like it'll be a big.
That's great. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Manoraj, Sri, and Abu. So it was very nice talking to you guys, and thank you so much for watching y'all. So let us know in the comments below what companies we have to talk about next. Thank you.